Hi guys. It's been a while since my first video, so I thought it's about time to make a second attempt at an ASMR video. Basically today, I just wanted to show you guys a very small portion of my manga collection. Back in high school, I spent basically all of my extra funds on various anime and manga. So I don't think I ever left the bookstore without having spent about $75 or so. So I've built up quite the little collection. Manga alone, I believe, is a little over 200 volumes. So today I thought I'd just go through and show you some of my special purchases and some of my favorite series. I do have to put a little bit of a disclaimer before this video though, because in high school I really was and still am very much into yaoi or yaoi, some people may know it, which translates to boys love or male on male homosexual themes. So if you aren't freaked out by that or turned off by it, I really hope that you'll continue to watch this video. None of it will be too graphic, so don't worry about that. So I guess without further ado, here we go. So basically, the first book that I wanted to show you guys is this one. It is the first manga that I ever purchased. It is a Gale Boys Lover Yaoi volume called Dost Thou Know? I was not particularly impressed with this one. To be honest, I don't even really remember what the plot was. It was really just kind of boring, and I wasn't very fond of it. The only reason I even keep it around is because it was the first one that I ever bought. So I guess it has a little bit of sentimental value, but otherwise I didn't really care for it. The artwork even was mediocre at best. I'll show you a little bit of the artwork inside. Let's see if you can see some of it. Sorry about the glare on the camera there. But that's about what the artwork looks like. It's pretty standard for a manga, nothing really special. Like I said, I wasn't really fond of it, but it was my first purchase, so I felt like I needed to include it in this video. So that's the first one. The second one that I'd like to show you guys is the Tarot Cafe. The Tarot Cafe is one of my favorite manga to date. It's technically a manga. It is Korean. And it is really, really good. Basically, the storyline follows the main character, Pamela, who owns a cafe, sells basic things, tea, pastries, and things like that. But she also is clairvoyant or psychic, and she hosts in the back of her store tarot readings for special clientele like vampires, werewolves, fairies, ghosts, things like that. And they all go to her because she's always accurate and very professional. This series is several books long, I think 6 or 7, plus an extra novel, which is also very good. It goes through in the manga a bunch of different short stories, basically the reason why every one of her special clients is coming to visit her. And the artwork is absolutely gorgeous. It's on the gaudier and more feminine side, but it is really, really pretty. I'll show you a little bit of the artwork inside. there is the pages. This is a male character over on this page, by the way. As I mentioned, all of the characters are slightly effeminate, but the artwork is really, really pretty, and the storyline is really good. I'd recommend this to anyone who likes kind of a gothier, dark fantasy sort of manga or novel. It's really good. I highly recommend it. And the third one I'm going to show you is another one of my favorite series, which is Loveless. This one's gotten a little bit more popular here recently. Plot is a little bit confusing. I'll try to explain a little bit of it as best I can, but if I lose you, don't worry. I got lost reading the series. It basically follows this boy on the cover here, Litska, and he recently lost his older brother, whose name was Sane, and he's grieving, but he also learns about basically an entire underground culture world that he didn't know existed, where there are fighter units and sacrifices that go together. They share the same name, and his name is Loveless. His brother's was Beloved, and the common name is what binds the fighter units and the sacrifices together. The fighter units battle each other using spells, which are just words. But they have to have a sacrifice to go along with them. The sacrifice is basically like their master, so to speak. But the sacrifice does take all of the damage in the fights that they run, so it's an interesting little setup. It's a very complicated story. You learn different twists. The main character is often in the dark, doesn't really understand what's going on, but it is really cool. There is kind of like a homosexual sexual tension sort of undertone to it, which is a little awkward considering Litska here is about 12 years old, and his fighter unit with whom he has said tension is in his mid-20s. It's a little awkward, but there's no blatant sexual contact or conduct in it. It's just kind of an underlying theme that's there. Also, the artwork is very, very pretty. I enjoy it. I'll show you a little bit of that here. I can find a decent page. It's not nearly as impressive as the others, but I do like the style, and there are cat people in it, which I'm kind of a fan of. I think it's adorable. You can see a little bit there, that's kind of the art style. It's not too, it's nothing too special, but it's still pretty good for just a basic manga. Anyway, it is a bit confusing, and you do have to keep kind of an open mind about the sexual tension in it, but it is a good series. I do recommend it. There is also an anime that goes along with it. It was basically made to promote the manga, so it tends to leave you hanging at the end, kind of confused, but it's still good and it is very pretty, so I recommend that as well. And the third one I'm going to show you is this, called Return to Labyrinth. And if you're familiar with Jim Henson's Labyrinth, it will look very familiar. This basically is the follow-up story to that. So in the original Labyrinth, in case you're not familiar with it, there is a Goblin King who's played by David Bowie. His name is Jareth, who steals a baby. And the older sister of said baby, whose name is Toby, went into his realm to get her brother back, went through the labyrinth, which is a big maze, to find him, and got him back. This basically picks up where that left off, and the premise of the storyline is that goblins have been watching over Toby in his everyday life, so that he can eventually take over the throne to be Goblin King. But he didn't know it. I was super excited when I found this in the bookstore. The Labyrinth was one of my absolute favorite movies when I was a kid, and still is one of my favorites. So I was really, really happy to find this, and the artwork on the cover is absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't wait to see what they did with it. Unfortunately, it didn't really live up to my standards. The storyline was not nearly as in-depth or detailed as what I had hoped it would be, and also the artwork on the cover is not at all a reflection of the actual artwork inside the book. I'm kind of an art snob. When it comes to manga, I have a very specific art style that I enjoy, so this didn't really do it for me. I only bought the first couple because I was so disappointed with how they had chosen to portray the story and the artwork. I'll show you a little bit of the inside. So it looks a bit more like an American comic book once you look at the inside. I was not very impressed with that. I gave it a shot, but I just really was not feeling that. As you can see, it doesn't look anything like the cover here, which is what originally drew me to it even more than the title. So, if you really like The Labyrinth, I would still recommend at least checking it out, but it disappointed me. And the third one I'm going to show you is the Vampire Knight, which, if you are familiar with anime and manga at all, you've probably heard of this one. It's pretty popular, especially with preteen teenage girls. But basically the plot of this one is that there is a school called Cross Academy where there's both a day and a night class. The day class are your average high school students, humans, and then the night class are all vampires. Now the school tries very hard to keep the night class a secret from the day class. They think it's just a regular school and they were randomly assigned to the day class. But that's not the case, and the only students that are privy to this are the guardians of the school, which is Yuki here, the girl in the middle, and Zira, this boy here. And they essentially are the guardians trying to keep the day class and the night class separate for a multitude of reasons. Vampires are still feared, hunted in this society, and this academy is basically one of a kind. The other boy over here is Kaname, who is a vampire and has taken a liking to Yuki here. There's kind of an awkward love type triangle between these three. There's also another plot twist that goes along. It's along the lines of another one of the dark fantasy series, which I'm pretty fond of. The art is pretty nice. I wouldn't say it's anything really special, but it is very pretty. And I did kind of lose track of this series after a while. It took some odd twists and turns, but it's still pretty good, and I would recommend it again if you like kind of a dark fantasy sort of thing. I'll show you a little bit of the artwork here. Yeah, here we go. So as you can see, there's a little bit of blood going on. You find out, as it says in here, Zero is a vampire. That was one of the first twists in the novel. But it's a good series, and I would recommend it to anyone that may be interested in that. It is kind of girly, so probably a lot of guys wouldn't be interested in it, but it's kind of the majority of my manga anyway. So if you like this, The next one I'm going to show you is Ginger Romantica. Now, I do have to put a disclaimer on this one. This one is 18 plus. There is a little bit of nudity and stuff in here, and this one is a yaoi manga, so this is primarily focused on the relationship between Misaki and Misaki here in this. I realize this probably won't be everyone's cup of tea, but the storyline is absolutely adorable. It's one of my favorites. It's just really cute. Misaki basically is taken in by Usagi-sama or Akihiko over here to help him through school and stuff like that, and kind of pressures him into a relationship that he's not ready for, per se, but they eventually come to love each other, and it's just a really adorable sort of story, and yeah, I really like it. I actually downloaded it before it was ever even licensed in the US, and was pretty happy when they decided to publish it here, so I could have a hard copy. I'll show you a little bit of the art here. But it's something really special. The storyline and the characters are pretty well fleshed out, and it's really cute. I can't stress the cute enough. But I definitely would only recommend this if you actually enjoy kind of the yaoi series thing, but it is my favorite, and there's also an anime that goes along with it. So I would recommend this game. They're both very good if you're into that kind of thing. And then the next one that I'm going to show you is Demon Diary. This was one of the first series I started buying when I started purchasing manga. This goes through a world where gods and demons are in basically a perpetual state of war. No one really even remembers why they're at war anymore. It's just kind of a part of the society now. And this basically follows the heir to the demon throne, Ronette. He's kind of inept. He doesn't make a very good demon, and his family is trying to groom him to become the next demon lord by giving him a tutor, so to speak, named Eclipse, who teaches him how to be more demon-like, basically. But he's part of the prophecy that stated there will be a demon king who winds up uniting the two different races, so that there will no longer be war. It's a pretty long series. I actually never bought the completed one. I started running out of money and trying to go through college, didn't have nearly as much as I could afford for my books before. But I really enjoyed it. It was pretty cute. The art isn't anything too special, but it's not bad. And again, if you like kind of a darker fantasy, and this one's a little bit more cutesy than a couple of the others, I'd really recommend it. I'll show you a little bit of the artwork as well. Find a better page than that. And get an idea of what's going on. Forgot this one was a bit more simplistic than the others. But that's Eclipse over here. He's very man-pretty, as you can tell. And that's basically the art style for the entire thing. It's not, again, very sophisticated, but it's really cute. And I enjoyed it a lot. And the last one I'm going to show is this series, which is Constance Princess. Yeah, it's a very campy series, but it's kind of adorable, and I like the concept. Basically, you follow a transfer student into this new school, and it's an all-boys school, and he gets kind of an oddly warm welcome there, and then he's invited to be a princess. And the princesses at this school are boys that are labeled as like traditionally pretty boys to dress essentially in drag like Lolita and Gothic Lolita style, to improve morale. That's what it's supposed to be, but they get a whole lot of perks for doing this. He was very resistant at first, but he's not the only one. There are 2 others, and they're basically worshipped around the campus because they're the closest thing to him, and these boys get to see it all. And it's just kind of funny. It's more of a comedy than anything else. I really like this series. There's also an anime and a live action, for that matter. The anime was pretty good. I'd prefer to read the manga, but the anime was also pretty decent. The live action I would recommend. It's pretty funny to see the little male actors running around in the dresses. It's really kind of funny. But I'll show you a little bit of the artwork here. It's nothing too impressive, but it is kind of your standard manga style. Yeah, as you can see, kind of typical here. Not really anything too impressive, but it's pretty decent. Here, just see the back here. You can see in the middle what it puts in. I think it's hysterical. He doesn't like it at all down here. That's why he's sulking. But I really recommend this one if you're kind of into gender bending comedies. They're pretty good. But that's about all that I had to show you guys today. I hope that you enjoyed the video. Maybe you'll check out some of the recommendations. I have a lot more, but I didn't feel that some of them were appropriate for this video for a multitude of reasons. So, I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you like the video, let me know. Also, let me know what I could do differently. I do plan on getting a better mic at some point, very soon. The one I have in this laptop is extremely low quality, and I'm basically just waiting for my tax return to come in so I can make a few much needed purchases. So that's my video for the day. Hope you guys enjoyed.